How you doing, guys? I have an interesting pair of saws. My buddy Mike out in Massachusetts, I just got this one in the mail today. He sent me a saw that we've been going to do for him for quite a long time, and it's another 61. We'll do one. Once I get some of these other saws out of the way, he knows. He says, take all the time in the world. Well, don't tell me that. I'm slower than hell. We'll get it done. But here's what we've got. These are a chainsaw puzzle, homelite Super 2, and a homelite XL30 bandit. Guess what? This is a much newer version of this saw. And I'll tell you what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I haven't done anything this little on the channel of the vintage saws. I could still consider this. This is a 90s saw, 95 to 98, something like that, I think. These were in late 70s, early 80s. They built the Super 2. You know, sometimes it's handy to have a little saw around. It really is. Just zip, 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 be done with it, you know. But, you know, I think they're the same saw. But here's the differences. This little bandit has got a plastic case. This obviously is either magnesium or aluminum. Why am I even bothering showing these, right? I got a reason. You know how I get into these someday projects and even get started on them, and then life gets in the way? This is another someday project. After looking at this long and hard, I know there's something I can do here that would be fun. But I think I want another homelite Super 2. That's what I want. I want two of them. Okay? I could probably use this one. Wouldn't one of these be cool if you took and put the two together side by side in a shared case, joined the crankshaft shaft 180 out, and build a twin cylinder? You'd have a 62cc saw, for cripe's sakes. And it'd be just a greatest conversation piece you ever seen, wouldn't it? But incidentally, here's what I did. I poured a little gas down the cylinder of each saw with the same plug. This old Super 2 took off. It did. It hadn't fired. It just scared me because it sat there idling, just pouring gas down. This one, I filled the tank. I went through the throes of death. It didn't want to cooperate for nothing. So I think we have probably a carburetor problem. I don't know. I guess it could be an ignition, but I doubt it. The saw doesn't look like it's ever been run. Whereas this old girl, it's got the times. Now, there's differences. Now, here's what's funny about this. One is missing a gas cap. So they just took a cap off of a barbecue lighter fluid cap, put on it. Okay, I'll go with that. This one's missing an oil cap. I wonder why that is. The Super 2 has an actual ignition switch, old school, right here. This has a rocker switch right there. This one has the operator presence lever for setting the choke. What you're supposed to do is flip your choke up, pull this lever, and then with the other hand, pull this up. Yeah, it set it. It set the choke. This one here, I think what you're supposed to do is set your choke, pull the trigger, just pull like heck a whole lot of times. That was my experience with home lights back in the day. Why would that change? Other than this one did fire right up. This one didn't. So, some little glitch. But, like you said, someday project. I want to join a pair of these together. I'll tell you what I did notice. Other than this has got a dangly tongue hanging out rope. The compression on this is much higher than this one. It's much higher on this one. So there's going to be difference. I think if I was going to go through the trouble in the machining to join these two saws together, you still would have a 14-pound saw. That's what you would have. Well, it'd probably be around 13 pounds, would it probably actually be 12 and a half. And it'd be 62, 63 cc's. But it'd be the only one in the whole world, wouldn't it? So I think I'll look for another Super 2. This one seems to be a pretty nice one. It's got all the parts going for it. Do a little port work. Now, I'm going to tell you, when you're doing port work for a twin cylinder, there's things that are different that I like to do than a single cylinder. It lets you, because you've got the momentum from the last cylinder firing, carrying it through. You got to think about that. And I definitely would share the case volume. I would share that. So the crankshaft, for all intents and purposes, would have a bearing in the middle like a snowmobile and a bearing on the outside, twin cylinder. And I would join them right in where that bearing is. That's where I would join them. Yes, I know how to do that. I think this is a worthy project. Mike, thanks for the little baby. I'll get this running. I'm going to get this running. We've got a chain, but it's a bar. I think what I'll do, just put it around when I get to it. Around to it. Remember we talked about boxes around to it? I'm going to need a few boxes around to it. In the meantime, we're going to put this up on a shelf, and we're going to go from there and see what develops. Share your thoughts and your ideas. Get in the comments on this pair of saws. Quite a difference in the pair of saws as far as my impression. I really think this was just a cheaper version of this saw. I know it's the same motor. I know it. But I think this one has got a deciding edge over this one. This one will definitely be emission. This will be non-emissions. So, at the very worst, I never get to it, and I get one or both these running, I got something to limb with around the old homestead, you know? What do you do? Okay, thanks for watching. Goodbye.